Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak about Barcelona and their future front line, because I know that there has been many opinions regarding Barcelona's future front line, and especially for the second season of Xavi Hernandez. This is going to be a video revolving around the 2022-2023 season, and there has been talks about potentially Adeyemi coming in, Ferran Torres coming in, Haaland coming in, Alexis Sanchez coming in, Coman from Bayern Munich. There's also been talks about certain players from the front line leaving in the January transfer window or in the summer of 2022. And this is a very important conversation to have, because I know, right, that we need to have a definitive front three. We haven't had a definitive or stable front three since the MSN era. Like, yes, I know that we had Messi, Suarez, and Griezmann, or Messi, Griezmann, and Dembele, but we never had that real front three where we could say that this is our front three for many years to come. With Messi, Suarez, and Griezmann, we could not say that. With Messi, Suarez, and Dembele, we also couldn't say that. With Messi, Ansu, and Griezmann, we also couldn't say that. So within these next two windows that we are going to be having, this is going to be a moment and another opportunity where we can work for it to have a front three that will be definitive, a front three that can mark an era. So we are going to be speaking on who I believe will be a starter on the left wing, on the striker position, and on the right wing position, and we're also going to be talking about their backups. And again, that will be the question: what is that front three going to look like by the end of summer 2022? And these players that I am going to be naming, they're going to be based off what Xavi does want, which is to have wide wingers who have a lot of pace, and a striker that can have an eye for goal. So let's first start with the left wing position, and I do believe that Ansu Fati will be that starter on the left wing area. Many of us already know that. I know that Ansu Fati has experienced many setbacks over the past few months. Many are saying that this player is an injury prone. I do not think so. I do not think that Ansu Fati is an injury prone, because I just think that he was rushed back after his 9-month injury or 10th month injury. He is expected to be back by January 2022, and right now the doctors don't want to take any risk on rushing him back in this year, so he will not be playing at all for the rest of these games of 2021. And we also do have to remember that he was considered as the best under 20 player that was born after 2000 in the world, and Ansu Fati is going to continue to be that young rising star once he does return. And I do not think that he has lost what he did have about a year ago, because what he does have right now, it is his talent, and the talent that he does carry with him, it can take him a very long way. Like, for example, when he did return in this season after returning from that 9th month to 10th month injury, he did score his first goal within a span of 5 minutes, and that didn't come through hard work. That didn't come through him hustling to receive the ball. That goal came through him and his talent. That is basically it. I cannot even explain to you how Ansu Fati even scored that goal. Only himself saw that opportunity to find the ball in the back of the net, and I want Ansu to continue to prosper in this way when he does return. We want to see an Ansu Fati that is very hardworking. We want to see a player that constantly makes runs against the opposition, that tortures the right backs, the center backs, and always looks for the goal scoring opportunity. Now, the backup player that I would say that should be behind Ansu Fati should be Abde. Abde is a player that excites everybody. It is so clear that Xavi does have a favorite when it comes to him emerging brand new faces into the squad list. It is Abde. Like, yes, he has Hudla, yes, he has introduced Elias, but the one player that has stood out, it has been Abde, and his intentions is so clear. Like, he does want to succeed in Barcelona, because not many players do get the chance that he was given a couple of games ago. He was given the chance to play in the first team because Xavi had no other options to place in that position, which was on the right wing position, and Abde is taking advantage of that. He knows that what he has been given, it has been a gift. And so seeing how he distributes his aggressive runs, seeing his aggressive body language, and seeing how he is becoming and working on being a player that can arrive inside the box at the right time, exactly how he scored in his most previous goal, this is going to be a player that Barcelona is going to want in the squad. And I'm so happy to see that Abde is growing as a player. He is a very courageous one, because we have seen many players in that front three that seem very intimidated to shoot the ball or make that run and test the defenders. Abde is not like that. Abde wants to do everything that he can to put the ball inside the net, and I love that. I love his work rate, and I want to see him continue to grow in the first team, and he is the perfect competitor for a player like Ansu Fati. Now let's move on towards the striker position, and this is going to be something that is going to surprise everyone here, because I know it does seem like a very optimistic choice. This is probably the reason why I even made this video, and because of what's been going on between Mino Raiola and Joan Laporta, this is the reason why I do believe that Erling Haaland could become a Barcelona player by the end of summer 2022. And now look, I know that Raiola and Laporta probably spoke about other players like maybe De Ligt, Paul Pogba, whoever Raiola does have under his belt, but I do believe that the main focus has been on Erling Haaland, because we have also heard reports about Raiola speaking towards Laporta about what's going to be the wages of these players, the commissions, the salaries, the fees, and Laporta has responded, and the club does know that whatever that number was, it is doable. John Laporta is clear that yes, it is possible to bring Haaland in financially. Now, the only problem and the only thing that is going to be standing in the way is for, like, for example, Man City coming in and saying, we'll give you double on what Barcelona is offering. So what's going to be very important for Barcelona's side and John Laporta is to really have a great sporting project, to convince this player, Erling Haaland, that we will have a great sporting project, that we will use this player right, we'll be in the correct competitions, which is why I also say, like, we have to prioritize, and it is fundamental for Barcelona to focus on being in the top 4 in La Liga this season. We just have to do that. Everything else does come second, because if that does not happen, if Barcelona do not go into the top 4, we're going to have so much trouble trying to convince Haaland to come into Barcelona, knowing that we're going to play in the Europa League potentially next season. And Haaland does not want to do that. Haaland is a player that likes to blossom and set a fire in the Champions League. But look, Laporta does have the experience, right? He has the pulling power and knows exactly how to pull these players into this club. He has done that historically as the president of this club. Like, for example, he wanted Ronaldinho, he got that done. He wanted Eto'o, he got that done. He really wanted Henry, he also got that done. Whatever player John Laporta is really focused on bringing in to the Camp Nou, he usually does get those players. And whatever Haaland is, seeing the type of goals that he does provide, seeing how many goals he does provide, and the type of stats that he does distribute in one season, he is exactly what Barcelona do need, is a player that dedicates his work on scoring goals inside the box. And if we look at Haaland right now, Haaland is a player that is already back in his goal scoring form, and he has been out for about a month and a half. So what's going to be so important for Haaland on knowing where exactly he should go next is going to be this: he needs to have and needs to be surrounded by players that function well, wingers that do have a high work rate, which we are going to be talking about next. If you guys are wondering what's going to be the backup striker for Barcelona, I have no idea. I can't really tell you who that's going to be. I wish I could say it's Sergio Aguero, but Sergio Aguero has retired. And then when it comes to Martin Braithwaite, I think that he will be sold. When it comes to Luke de Jong, he will also be sent back. I have no idea who that next striker when it comes to a backup is going to be, because if it's going to be Haaland, not even a player like Memphis Depay is going to be able to take Haaland off that spot. So I do not even think that Memphis Depay is going to be here in 1 year time. So who knows? But right now, my bet is going to be Haaland to be that definitive striker for Barcelona. But now let's move on towards the wingers, right? Because that is where things really start to click, and what I believe is going to be very important for, like what I have said, for a player like Haaland. Because the one right winger that I believe will come to Barcelona and will be a great partner for a player like Haaland, it is going to be Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres' move to Barcelona is inevitable. There has already been an agreement between Ferran and Barcelona, and I do think that this move is going to be happening by January 2022. And let me tell you why. Every time we do see a player inform Pep Guardiola that his heart is somewhere else, whether it's at Barcelona or some other club, usually what we do tend to see is Pep Guardiola saying, okay, if you want to play at this club in 1 year time or in about 6 months, I'm not going to play you as much as I used to, because the only thing that I do want to see is players here who are committed to die for Man City. Ferran Torres has already shown that he is not willing to commit for Man City in the long term. Look at what did happen to Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia was betted on by Pep Guardiola, but as soon as Eric Garcia told Pep Guardiola that he wants to go back to Barcelona, he did not play as much. And the same thing could happen to Ferran Torres. So the only thing that's going to happen in January is force this move. City is going to want that, and that's only going to also help City in the January transfer window by having some funds and maybe potentially moving in to bring in a brand new player to strengthen their own squad. So it is going to benefit both parties. And I have also said the CEOs of Barcelona did not go to City for nothing. They went there because they knew that it is possible to bring in a player like Ferran Torres in the January transfer window. Now I do think that they are in that stage where they are trying to negotiate the best possible deal. And Ferran Torres is a player that I know is exactly what is demanded from Xavi Hernandez. He is capable to stretch the pitch, to pull the defenders away, to bring space in the middle of the pitch in order for players like Pedri or Nico or Xavi to work around with and create opportunities for the strikers or the left winger. And this is also a player that especially knows how to put himself inside the box. And let me tell you, when you have a player that knows exactly how to put himself in the box, that is only going to benefit someone like Erling Haaland. It's going to be like a hybrid between Barcelona and Bayern Munich. We are going to see a Barcelona, if everything does go well, right, assuming that we see Ferran and Haaland and Ansu in that front three, we're going to be seeing a Barcelona that penetrates the opposition's half, takes the ball away from the opposition, puts the ball on the right side, the left side, in the middle. We penetrate around, and then as soon as we see Ferran Torres open on that right wing area, Ferran Torres can dribble the ball, bring the ball inside the box, make a cross towards Erling Haaland, and Erling Haaland finds the ball easily and taps the ball inside the net. That is what I do imagine Xavi Hernandez's Barcelona is going to be like when he finally does have his definitive Barcelona. It should be very exciting. And then when it comes to the backup right winger for Ferran Torres, I do think that it is going to be Dembele. Dembele is a player that I know is hated by many Barcelona fans because of what he has done at this club. He has been in the hospital more than at the Camp Nou. But with the return of Dr. Ricard Bruna, I'm very optimistic that Dembele will do well because he is someone, right, the doctor. He has maintained Barcelona at a very good level health-wise. But ever since we've seen Dr. Ricard Bruna leave Barcelona about 2 years ago, the decline of the health and fitness of Ansu Fati, Dembele, Dest, Alba, and many other players has greatly dropped. But basically, all I do want to see, assuming that Dembele does renew in January 2022, I want to see a consistent Dembele, a Dembele that is very healthy, fitness-wise, mentally, someone who can challenge Ferran Torres, and very reliable as a player, because that is only going to bring great momentum from this player himself. If you were to ask me what is the difference between Dembele and Ferran Torres, I would say that Dembele is a much faster version of Ferran Torres. I also do think that he's more clinical on goal. He does have that eye for a pass, which I think that is something that many of us do not talk about enough. Dembele's passing is very underrated, but the one thing that would separate Ferran Torres from Dembele would be his one touch. Ferran Torres' one touch is something that is also not talked about enough. It is something that can accelerate Barcelona's play, and I would love to see that. I would love to see Ferran Torres one touch play combined with Haaland, Ansu, Pedri, Nico, Xavi. It is something that we know could work and that Xavi does demand from his right wingers. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona Daily News. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.